Yat everyone, Darrah Blackwater Unishia, Besh Pachat and Nishne, Dot Senajani Bashish Chin, Adol Besh Pachat Dashiche. My name is Darrah Blackwater. A lot of you know me, and for those who don't, I am from Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm from Farmington, New Mexico, but I come to you today from Santa Fe. And I did a few pieces of art for myself, honestly, but I brought them to share with you. And one of them, these are just sort of things that have been ideas that have come to me. I'm a lawyer and an artist. I focus mostly in federal Indian law in the States. And so that informs a lot of the work that I do. And I went to a conference to speak on spectrum sovereignty, which is something that I'll be talking more about tomorrow. And I had a horrible experience. I was in Washington, D.C. It was about a month ago, and it was not a welcoming room. There were people who really wanted me to know that I was wrong and that my ideas were not cool with them. And I walked away from that experience just so disheartened and so discouraged that this message was not being well received by people in Washington, D.C. But I knew that I needed to focus on myself, and I knew I needed to focus on positivity and, really sharing myself and this part of my message that we all know so well about Indigenous connectivity in different ways that made me happy. And so I started focusing more on the creative side of it. And one of my pieces is backed by the coffee, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But the one that I want to share with you today is this braid of sweetgrass that I'm going to have Spencer bring it around, and you can interact with it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to Phil. Spencer's over there. Spencer, come get it. I'm going to have Phil. I'm sorry. Bring it around, and you can hold it. You can look at it. You can smell it. I guess don't put your nose directly to it because it's still COVID. But this sweetgrass has fiber woven into it. And so I had this idea because I was thinking about the intersectionality. One of the arguments that people have against my ideas about spectrum sovereignty and just sort of Indigenous connectivity as a whole is that the internet isn't Indigenous. And in Washington, D.C., I lived out there for a while. And people were just like, well, what are Indians going to do with spectrum? What are Indians going to do with the internet? And it's just not something that I ever thought somebody would ask. But there are also a lot of people out there who don't understand that Native people are even still alive or still exist. Like some people said to me, like, oh, you guys are still alive? I thought we killed you all, or I thought that you all died, or whatever. So, a lot of this work outside of this circle, outside of this room, is just educating people that Native people are still here, that we're participating in modern society, and that these ideas of connectivity and communication and connection are very much Indigenous. And so we are just evolving with the technologies that come out, and we're utilizing them in our communities like we always have utilized technology in our communities to continue to get better and better at what we're doing. So coming to this piece, it's about connection. It's about connection with each other. It's about connection to creator. I believe that, fiber is obviously the fastest way that we know how to connect in the way that we're talking about today, but also the fastest, best, most efficient connection that I have as an Indigenous person is my connection with creator and my connection to other people. And so the sweetgrass is not necessarily traditional to my community, but I had this idea and it worked out so well because I went out looking for the materials. I went to Gallup, New Mexico, which is a couple hours from Santa Fe. And there's a flea market every Saturday that we like to go to and get a mutton sandwich. So I was looking around for materials for artwork. And these Navajo people had a tent, and they were selling a few braids of the sweetgrass. And I asked where it was sourced from because I never want to buy sweetgrass that's been poached or it hasn't been gathered in the right way. And they said that their in-laws gathered it in Saskatchewan. And so I was like, that is so perfect to bring this medicine home for this art idea that I have for this conference. So again, it's you can, as you hold it and interact with it, you can have your own interpretation of it. But to me, the way that I understand sweetgrass is used, especially up here, is, we smudge with sage and cedar. So I think it's similar, where it's sort of cleansing. It's how you start a ceremony. It's part of ceremony and that connection that we're talking about. Obviously, this isn't going to be burned because it has fiber in it, but yeah, it's ceremony, it's connection, and I think that's everything that we come here to talk about and experience. And I think that's what this conference has to offer all of us. So yeah, check it out. Tell me what you think about it and what you feel about it, and feel free to talk about it and think more about what this means for us and what this means for yourself. But thank you so much.